Hey, good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majeski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your weather update here on your July 3rd, 2025. Now, before we get going, first I want to say thank you and welcome aboard any new followers here on our growing little channel. And if you haven't yet decided to follow us just yet, what you waiting for? Please give our main Facebook page a like today. Now, if you happen to be watching over on YouTube, you know what you got to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future updates. Well, let's consider this a special edition version of our forecast, as this will take you right through the 4th of July weekend. Yours truly will be heading out of town, looks just like so many other folks will be for this holiday weekend. So we'll get you updated and get you all ready to go for the weekend, because I think you're going to enjoy the forecast, although it will be a little bit steamy out there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our current conditions up in Dahlonega. We've got some sunshine, a few clouds moving on through. Pretty good day, nice view of the mountains out there. And humidity, not that bad yet, but I think it'll be creeping back up as we go through the weekend, unfortunately. Down to Lake Lanier, got a few more clouds down this way, coming off some old decay storms that kind of worked in with some clouds across Alabama, kind of cutting in down there. But yeah, that's a good idea to go this weekend. Let's go do some boating this weekend. I think that's a pretty good idea. Just make sure if you're going out in the waterways, be safe out there. All right, let's go look at our North Georgia radar. This is going to remain mostly on the clear skies. If we do see anything this weekend, it's going to be very isolated just because of the sheer heat. But for the most part, you know, we're talking 10% or less for the rain chances here all weekend long. Looking pretty good. All right, so what we got going on again, we got some decaying from some old activity that was back off to the west. That's why we can see a few more clouds cutting across North Georgia. Got this decaying front here off to our east. And this levering of low pressure is spawning some new development, tropical development that's going to be off the southeast coast. Early in the week, we thought maybe it was going to be the northern Gulf, but it looks like it's going to be the southeast coast. So if you're heading on down toward the Florida Panhandle to the beaches down there, I think you're looking at a pretty good beach day. If you're going to the east coast, along the coastal areas down towards Savannah, you may have to deal with a little more rain, but be careful with the surf, because if we get something developing out in the Atlantic, that's going to kick the surf up a little bit, could respond with some rip tides there. So please be careful with that. Again, seeing some scattered storms here across Florida, here across Louisiana, a little bit here in Georgia, but as you see across North Georgia, we're looking pretty good. We just got a little bit of cloud cover coming in with some of that sunshine. All right, so here's the latest from the National Hurricane Center. This is putting development about 60%. Looks like this will be happening over the next day or so and moving up this way. It looks like this is going to get picked up. There's another trough that's going to be coming in from the east and should pick this thing up and take it on out. If we get Chantal, it will not be very strong and it won't last very long, at least according to the way the models are looking currently. Doesn't look like this is going to be too big a deal, other than kicking up the surf out here in the Atlantic and making for some rough surf, probably from North Carolina, especially down toward the Florida Gulf Coast, or North Florida coast there near Jacksonville. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the regional model here. I got the NAM here going through to about Saturday evening here. So you see this little spin up trying out here. And again, the model's also trying to kick up a little bit of activity, like you notice here going into the afternoon. You see little spots, little showers here and there. Again, if you catch a shower this weekend, consider yourself lucky, because most everybody's going to be pretty much on the dry side. But again, we're going to watch this closely to see how this thing develops and see if we get anything becomes a little more than what is currently being shown. Right now, I'm thinking at best a tropical storm, and this one should move up to the Carolina coast and then eventually moving on out to sea. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the forecast. Here, we're going to take a look at your forecast maps here. We're going to take you through into next week. So let me go ahead and put this into my interactive mode here. And we'll take you through the week here ahead. So what we're going to see over this weekend, though, is a lot of sunshine. For you travelers out there on Friday, Hartsville, Jackson should not have any travel problems. The Northeast is looking pretty good. West Coast is looking pretty good. Maybe some storms there in the Dallas area. So going into your Saturday, again, we're going to have to watch what's going in off the coast here going into this weekend, whether we're going to get something tropical down here or not. We'll have to watch that closely. But otherwise, that's about it. So Sunday's looking pretty good here. Maybe an isolated chance of a storm there across the extreme northeast Georgia, parts of the Carolinas, as you kind of see that kind of highlighting right through there, just a little bit going into Sunday. Then we're going to next week, and the humidity is going to start coming back up pretty quickly, and you notice the chance of rain will be coming up as well. So especially as they go toward Wednesday and Thursday next week, I got the rain chance at roughly about 50% for both days, as we're going to start getting a little more moisture back in the atmosphere. And then we'll see if this frontal system up here, which is way to the north, it might settle further south here. We'll see what happens going in toward next week. Okay? All right, so let's get you started up for the weekend, get you on the way. And all I got to tell you is, folks, a great looking 4th of July. Anybody having any kind of firework activity looking pretty good. 92, 72, sunny and hot here in the Gainesville area. Morning lows tomorrow, still holding on some upper 60s and some low 70s. So this ain't bad in the 60s, but through the weekend, you're going to feel that humidity coming back up. Those overnight lows are going to be creeping up too, so it's going to be getting a little more humid, which means our feel like temperatures by the time we get to Sunday and Monday, you'll start feeling it a little bit more in the afternoons. Partly cloudy skies for tonight, sunny and hot for tomorrow. Everybody generally into the 90s, except for the 80s up into the mountains here, but 91 in Dahlonega, 93 in Calhoun, 92 in Marietta, 94 in Lawrenceville. Definitely a little hot over there into East Georgia. Now, as we go through the weekend, I think we'll see a little more easterly wind. The temperatures may come down just a little bit, just a hair. 95 in Nashville, 94 in Memphis, 94 in Jackson, Destin at 95 degrees, 90 in Savannah, 88, best chance of rain, obviously, with that disturbance down there. There'll cause, and these readings will be fairly uniform, I think, through the weekend. I don't think they're going to change all that much. All right, so here we go with our 7-day. I wanted to point this out. As you know, it comes down to, we got an east wind that'll be building in here because of that disturbance off the coast. So temperature may come down a little bit here, 90, 89 here, 20% chance of rain. Then we start going back up, and look at the rain chances also starting going back up here. I got 50% by the time we get toward Wednesday and Thursday of this upcoming week. But again, looks like we're in store for I don't know, I would call it basically a typical summer forecast here for the weekend. Again, we'll watch closely if we're going to get that tropical depression or if Chantal will get formed this weekend. But again, I don't think it'll be too big a deal. Just again, if you are heading to the Georgia coast, Carolina coast, you're going to be out there, just watch those beach conditions out there, as rip currents could become a problem if the surf gets going and we get something developing out there. The Florida Gulf Coast is looking pretty good. We thought earlier in the week it might be a washout down there, but now it's looks like beach weather's looking pretty good. And of course, the Georgia mountains, they're calling. They're looking pretty good this weekend as well. All right, that's y'all's update for now. Again, I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Please invite your family and friends, bring them here to the best channel here. We're going to have the best channel here eventually. We got to get that audience first. So come on, help us out. Get that like button. Invite your family and friends here to the channel as we strive to become the premier weather source here across North Georgia. All right, that's y'all's update for now. You guys take it easy. Have a great, safe weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. You guys take it easy out there. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.